Welcome, everyone, to the VDR podcast. This is our special business edition. This is episode 2. Today, we have a very special guest. His name is Jake. He specializes in reverse mortgages. Uh, you can please find us and follow us on our YouTube channel called the VDR podcast. We definitely appreciate you liking, subscribing, and sharing. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and many more. And without further ado, Jake, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you.
Victor, I appreciate the opportunity to share my story.
Yeah, Jake. So, if you can give us a brief overview, like who you are, where you're from, where do you operate your business out of, and then we can kind of roll into, your expertise.
Appreciate it. So I'm Jake Droge. People know me as a flag man, and because I do half marathons, I want to do one in all 50 states carrying an American flag. But I got into the reverse mortgage business back in 2007. I was at a corporate bank, and my position was being eliminated in compliance. Previous to that, I'd worked in the foreclosure background. And several of my team members recall that I always liked to help the seniors stay in their homes. So I had an opportunity to visit with a reverse mortgage manager at that point. Ended up getting the position. I had to actually Google what a reverse mortgage was, if you can believe that. But that was 18 years ago, and I just took it as my passion now to help senior homeowners who want to stay in their homes. And I became a certified reverse mortgage professional, which there's probably roughly 200 of us throughout the country. That's just a special designation where we've gone through training.
That's
I'm
a small
actually
number.
what's that?
That's a small number.
It is when you really look at the number of people in the United States, exactly. But I take it very seriously. We have to do CEs each year, and I want to be known as the one of the best certified reverse mortgage professionals in the country. I'm with University Bank, which is a federally chartered bank, so I can help clients in all 50 states with their reverse mortgage questions and concerns, and hopefully I can do their applications and stuff like that for them. But with us both being veterans, I wanted to share. There was few years back, I did a kind of a survey poll of my customers I helped through that year, and over half were the veteran and/or their surviving spouse. And I always found that interesting because I feel the veteran community can really this can really make a difference when they do retire.
Absolutely. Oh, great, great. We are fellow veterans. So, for the audience, if you haven't listened to any of our episodes before, I am also a Army veteran. I served over 15 years in active duty, um, multiple tours overseas, combat veteran, and we're continuing my service through business away from serving our nation. But yeah, Jake. So, Jake, reverse mortgages. So a lot of people, especially when I first heard the term, I didn't know what it was. What is a reverse mortgage?
Victor, you're not alone in that. I get that on a regular basis where people say, how does this really work? I remember, hearing about them, when I was young or whatever in the 70s and 80s, people lost their homes doing a reverse mortgage. And really, it comes down to Reagan is the one that brought the FHA, the Federal Housing Administration program, which is called the Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, which is just a fancy word for a reverse mortgage. And as a pilot program, it's kind of grown from there. And it's actually administered by HUD, which is Federal Housing Administration, which is an area of HUD, and it's designed to keep people in their home. And the way it works is based on the the age of the customers, so they're using life expectancy, the home value, and the current interest rates. They will decide how much they will lend to a borrower or a husband wife, for example. And that amount is very dependent on the appraisal, their age, and current interest rates. And the goal is that they do the reverse, and that's where the reverse comes in, is that loan will be paid back when they no longer live in the home. So either they go to the next level of care, they decide to move, or they pass away. That's when the loan balance is due. That's generally comes from the sale of the home. So the loan
Okay.
balance gets paid, and any remaining equity then will go to them or their estate, how they have it set up. So one of the biggest myths is that, well, if I do a reverse, the bank owns my home and any equity goes to the bank or FHA. That's not true. But what is unique in the reverse is if the loan balance, so let's say you're blessed with good health and you live in that home a long, long time, but you're in an area of the country where home values go down drastically. And I've seen that over my 18 years. And now the loan is due and payable. If you're upside down in a reverse mortgage, you don't owe that shortfall. That's covered by the insurance that's built into the program, which is very unique for most mortgage products.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's kind of like what's the insurance you get? So a lot of times when FHA borrowers put less than 10% down, there's like a some sort of insurance on the loan to guarantee, the stuff on the borrower end. So that's a similar kind of thing.
very similar. It's a mortgage insurance premium and it just goes on the loan balance. They don't have to make that payment every month. It's going to be paid when they sell the home as part of the loan balance. So
Okay.
most times, where I see it is it helps people with their cash flow. So you get to retirement, you want to retire. So this is what I generally see. You might have a person, let's just use Florida, for example. They're in Florida, they're a retired veteran. They don't have to be a veteran to work with me, but the retired veteran and his wife, or they're both veterans. Home's worth $500,000 and they're 70 years of age, and they still owe 100,000 on their mortgage. Well, if I only owed 100,000, I think you could probably agree. If I only owed 100,000 on my mortgage, that's a small mortgage balance, really.
Yeah.
But to somebody that's 70 years of age, that might be a payment for as long as they live in the home. So if we can pay off that mortgage balance, and they may have some additional funds that they can get too, but we get rid of that principal and interest payment on that $100,000 mortgage that they're carrying. It's like they just got an increase in their Social Security or retirement,
Gotcha.
and they get to live in that home for as long as they want without
Hmm.
making a principal and interest payment. They still have to pay the property taxes,
Of
insurance,
course.
whatever
Yeah.
things that come with being a homeowner. But I see cash flow as the biggest reason why people are doing the reverse. I've done a $36,000 home value and I've done a $3 million home value, and both customers said it's cash flow. So we hear a lot in the financial world, cash is king.
Hmm.
I've I've changed that. Positive cash flow is king in retirement,
Yes.
because if you have positive cash flow, you can live. But if you're scraping to get by every month, you're stressing financially. To me, that's not a good quality of life in retirement.
No, it's not. And, I work with a good portion of my clientele, whether it's through property management clients or any type of real estate consulting. Um, they're 55 and up. And that's the income where they're narrowed down into a box of, hey, this income I get, whether it's VA disability, SSI disability, etc. Right. And so I think this is brilliant for uh this demographic of people for the US. It's amazing.
Exactly. And for the FHA reverse mortgage, you have to be 62 or over to be a borrower. But there are proprietary products that I can provide where they go down to age 55 and home values up to 10 million. So it's quite a range of opportunities.
Well, Jake, this was meant to be a very informational call. And I'm glad that you did this with us. So where can our viewers find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn, but easiest if you just go to my website, which is www.jake, and then it's my last name is Droge, which is Delta Romeo Oscar Golf Echo.com, or just call me on my cell phone, 605-941-7029, and I can help customers in all 50 states. And I appreciate being on today, Victor.
Absolutely. And again, for the audience, that is the phonetic alphabet that the military uses and aviation uses. Just in case you didn't know what that was. But Jake is our reverse mortgage partner. We definitely refer all of our clients who are looking for this specific product to Jake because he is one of the best that we know that does it. And so again, today you can find Jake's contact information where you can find them on LinkedIn in the show notes today. Uh, this is the VDR podcast, special business edition, episode 2. We thank you for coming on. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
Victor, I appreciate your time and have a blessed week.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you.